we're going to do something different. We're going to start looking at doing a live review on something here, which is Norwich's actual SSQ22 HPA adapter. So while you guys are coming on stream, I'm just going to adjust my camera here, and then we'll get straight into this action here. I want to bring you guys a little bit closer. Got a bit of a rudimentary setup outside here, but it should do just fine, I think. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to wait for a few of you to pop on live, and then we're going to get straight into this review video where we're going to be looking at HPA. We're going to be looking at a new adapter, an adapter that I've long been waiting for. Hey man, how are things? So essentially this SSQ adapter from Norwich, airsoft adapter. So for YouTube out here, guys and girls, this is airsoft, and we're going to be looking at this adapter and we're going to be talking about it. So as I said, this has been created for the SSQ22, right? Now this is a bit of a big deal because the SSQ22 is a green gas rifle. Like a lot of green gas airsoft guns, they have the issue with cooldown. The more you pull the trigger, especially in cooler weather, the more you lose FPS and you just don't get consistent shot-to-shot accuracy. So I actually reached out to a company to try and create a HPA adapter for the SSQ22, and there are ones out there for like the Ruger 1022, and they struggled with it. It was quite difficult, but interesting enough, no sooner had they come back to me, I actually gave my gun to them for quite some time, no sooner had they come back to me, then it was like a miracle. Norwich reached out and said, we've just done it, we've created an adapter. And it seems to be a hard platform to create one of these for, but I do have the SSQ22 here, and what I will be doing is showing you how I got it to work essentially. Now YouTube live is a bit funny, guys. It might cut out the stream thinking live I'm showing you a real firearm, but it's not. So we'll see how this goes anyway, and we'll talk through and we'll see how it works. But first of all, what I want to do is talk about hey guys, love my content, thanks, I really appreciate it. First I want to tell you why this is such a difficult one, and what if you get this, especially if you're in a one jewel country like I am in Ireland. So I think Portugal and Japan and those countries are one jewel as well, why this might not work for you straight out of the box. Anyone that's in a higher jewel rate, so if you've got even 1.2, 1.5, 1.8 and up, you're going to have a lot of fun with this. But personally for me, in my SSQ22, I shoot 1 jewel, and my actual recoil in it, you'll see with my regulator here now in a second, my regulator is only set to, how much? It's set to about 50, right? 50 PSI, really low power. And with that setup, I'm getting 1 joule. But when I first put this adapter into the SSQ22 and tried to shoot, it hadn't enough power, enough PSI to cycle the ball back to pick up the next BB, even though it was shooting at 1 joule. So I had to manually cock it and shoot, manually cock it, but I got it working. And all I had to do is I took the recoil spring out of this, really simple, and I took literally 0.5 centimeter off the recoil spring. And what that means is even when I'm running this on low FPS, it can cycle the bolt back enough for the nozzle to strip a BB out of the mag. And now you'll see in 2 seconds, it shoots unbelievably well. It keeps shooting and just hammers those BBs out there like boom, 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 boom. So it's really cool. And I'm going to demonstrate it here now. But first thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to load up the mag. I'm using 0.3 grams here at 1 joule. And so we're just going to stick these guys in here and just get it loaded up first of all. And as you can see, we have a sunny day here in Ireland. It doesn't happen much. And just getting the BBs in. Okay, right, BBs in the mag. So SSQ time, and we will put the adapter in like so, and then we will put in our mag like so. With all that in, then we can connect our hose, and as I said, live review. Let's see how this goes. Okay, we're connected. So in theory, we should have a functioning SSQ. Perfect. So why is that such a big deal? Like I was saying, I got a company to try and look at doing an adapter for this, and it took them well over 18 months, and they got an adapter working, but not for the SSQ22. They only got it working for the Ruger. I can't remember what brand it is. So this has been a particularly hard gun to get this working, but now that it is, I can run this throughout the winter in really cold, down to minus temperatures, no issue, and I'm not going to have any problem at all with it operating, essentially. So it's really nice. I don't know if you can see the flight path of these, but I'm going to take a few shots. They're going way out there, essentially. It's really, really nice. Yeah, I'm very, very, very happy with that. So guys, you got any questions? 18 months? Yeah, it took 18 months. No, it's an MP5 mag. Yeah, you're right, guys. It is an MP5 mag. Now, being a review, and obviously a live review, it wouldn't be a live review if I didn't have some negative feedback. And so one of the negative things I've spotted with this is these are for ejecting the mag on the side here, right? You can see they're quite big. Now it's ambidextrous, which, okay, nice idea on average, but if you actually are crawling at all, and like the table, you hit off this, they stick out so much that the mag just falls out. So they stick out, in my opinion, a bit too much. So you can see there, look, I didn't press the button, but if I put it down, yeah. So that's one of the issues I have with it. If we take the adapter out again real quick, you can just see it there, how much they stick out there. Oops, there you go, the BBs. You can see how much they stick out on the side there against my forehead. And so if you're crawling, if you hit those, you're going to eject your mag. So that's the only thing I'm not a fan about. But I mean, other than that, it's cycling really well. And if you are running it on low joules like me, you might need to cut that recoil spring down. Now, the guys that are running it on higher joules, so like 1.8, etc., you guys, it actually never sells a harder recoil spring. So I want to get to some of your messages. Do you feel like it's cycling very consistently? Yeah, so it's not the most consistent FPS setup for HPA, right? Definitely like your engines like Polestar and Wolverine are way more consistent. Anything with blowback, you're losing a bit of gas through the system to blow it back. So I found that the FPS varies about between 10 to 15 FPS. So it's not as consistent. But if you compare that to what this gun or airsoft rifle was doing on actual green gas, every shot you take you're losing more and more power. So it makes it definitely a usable DMR platform now that I've gone HPA with it, right? There's not even a question. It's just a different gun, and weather isn't going to affect me ever again. Now this actually, I will note, this was a really good performing gun in the winter, even on the green gas. Oh, got a leak, but might need to lube it up a bit. But it was good already on the green gas, but this is just going to take it to that next level. So I mean, it's definitely better, but as I said, yeah, like you hit that button at all, and you're going to eject your mag. So it's a bit sensitive, I think, from that regard. These MP5 mags, you got to note, they're quite long. The adapter is quite low profile, so I've seen other adapters and they stick down quite a bit, but you can get an adapter like a half length mag. So if you want something that's a bit tidier and it's a bit shorter, especially if you're going sniping with this and you're going crawling, I would run the mini MP5 mags, and that's going to be a much better setup for you. So I'm just going to reach out for the camera there, guys, and give you more of a close-up on it, but also get to your questions there now, because you're kind of a little bit far away there. So yes, you should shroud the release. Yeah, that's a good idea, guys. You could shroud the release. Let's see what else we got. So just giving you guys a closer look at it, adapter up close. So here it is. You can change the hose out relatively easy. The feed lips work quite nice. Seems to be a bit of a hatch here on the side that you can open it up. Not too bad. And MP5 mags, which will work in any of the HPA adapters. It's going to, I've tried with other MP5 mags. They all seem to be compatible, which is good. So just gonna get back into the chats there, guys. I want to see if I can get them to show up here, because they disappeared on me, and I want to get to your actual messages that you guys are saying. Live chat. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so some of you guys are saying shroud the release, MP5 mag. Yeah, so this, as far as I know, is the first working SSQ HPA adapter. I've actually ordered one or two other company ones and they didn't work for me. I had to throw them away and I spent like €90. So really annoying. So I'm glad that someone made this happen. I honestly didn't think Novice would be the first ones that would actually get a working one though. I was pretty surprised by that. So yeah, so guys, what do you think? Appealing with HPA or not? I'm going to give you a bit more of an up close shooting their test now, so you guys can see a little bit more. Have you tested it at a slightly higher pressure? Oh yeah, so out of the box I tested it immediately at a higher rate, 1.5 joules, no issues. But it's when I went to my field limit of 1.5 joules, or sorry, 1 joule, it was just not enough. It was just not enough to make it work. So as I said, very quick and easy to take out the recoil spring. I took out the recoil spring, so not the nozzle spring. Took out the recoil spring and I just cut like a centimeter off. So that means it's a bit looser, and it just gave it at that low PSI rate of 50, just 50. Because you got to remember, this is a long barrel, right? In a pistol setup, if you're running HPA, you might need about 80, but that's because your barrel is so short. Because this is such a long barrel and it's a tight bore barrel, I actually have to have it down as low as 50 PSI to shoot 1 joule. And that's so low that it wasn't able to cycle that bolt unless I cut back the recoil spring a tiny bit. If you're running at higher joules, I would put in, like I said, the Novice heavier one. But even the existing one in it is totally fine. Like I had the existing recoil spring and it was working totally fine. So very minor modification if you want to run at lower FPS. If you don't, just buy the adapter and have fun. Away you go, you know. I don't foresee any issues with it. But yeah, take another few shots here now. I don't want to double feed it. There's probably one in the chamber already. Just see. Didn't think so, but it's actually a hard enough one to look into. Now I'm actually running out of air in my tank, which is a bit annoying, because I noticed there when I was shooting a while ago, it didn't cycle 1 or 2 shots. So that's the first time I've seen that. So see if you guys can. Those BBs are sailing way out there, like. So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, it's nice. It's not a strong kickback, right? It's definitely not a strong kickback. When you use it with the actual gas mags, the recoil is way more violent. It's way louder, and that's just because the green gas, it's gas, it expands, right? HPA always blows back guns with way less vigor, like, so it won't feel as nice as shooting with the gas mags. Definitely won't. But if you want consistent shots, shot to shot, I'm afraid that's what you need if you want it all year round, you know. So a few more messages came in there. Have you considered a shorter inner barrel? Should be another workaround. You know what? I actually haven't, but that makes total sense. Like, it's a bloody no-brainer. I could go with a much shorter inner barrel and up the PSI rate, and that would be good, because that means I will, with the higher airflow going into it, I'll get much more recoil. I get much more consistent feeding. Although the feeding isn't really an issue for me at the moment. What way BBs are running there? Oh, there are trees at 1 joule, and they were just sailing way out to that ditch. Like, they're going way out to that ditch, which is probably 65 meters-ish, which is kind of like your 70 is like your upper range, is like your max range really at 1 joule, unless you start arcing shots. So with a good hop up with trees at 1 joule, you should hit 70 meters. 60 is definitely doable. So the difference from 60 to 65 even makes a big difference in how your hop up is, what weight BBs are using. But I use 3s in general in everything, minimum. That's my minimum weight, unless I'm in a site where there's a limit on how heavy you can go. But yeah, I like 3s. I like higher quality BBs. But yeah, you can see there, the recoil isn't much. It's very little, but yeah, see you again. It's not bad. I don't know if you can see those BB flights on the camera, but yeah, it's kind of cool. I like this HPA adapter. You can see it's not going back very far, yeah, but it's just enough to pick up that BB, and that's what matters, just enough. And once you can get it to do that, you will have all the fun in the world. A few more messages coming in there, guys. So you can cut the recrown, you can cut and recrown the barrel yourself. Yeah, I don't think I'd be brave enough to do that though. Cutting tool and Dremel. I have a Dremel, but yeah, I know I'd mess that up. What brand BBs do I use? I'll use Jeff's, I'll use Novarich, I'll use BLS. Love BLS because all these BBs come out of the same factory, right? They just got brand names on them. Some are cheaper. The BLS come out of the same factories, but they are, as the Novarich and the Jeffs and all those, now they all claim they do a bit extra, but they don't. It all comes from China, guys. But yeah, the BLS are cheaper, so, and they're fantastic accuracy, and so the Novarich, so the Jeffs. But you know, you get any of those premium brands, they pretty much all come from the same factory, you know. But yeah, high grade heavyweight BBs are your key to range and success, especially at lower FPSs like 1 joule. So any other questions, guys, before I pop off the live, because I gotta get moving. I just want to see if there's any more that have come in here. Let me see. No, so yeah, what do you think, guys? Running Vector Optics red dot on this too, which is absolutely awesome. This has a solar panel on the top right here, and that's what's actually lighting up the red dot at the moment. I don't actually have the sight turned on at all. If I turn it on, it'll get brighter again. But really nice piece of kit, I have to say. You get that turned, yeah, just getting it, make sure I don't run out of batteries with it. I want to make sure I turn it off. But yeah, awesome, guys. Any last comments or messages about the adapter? You have, I'm happy to take them. But yeah, I just wanted to show this little bad boy off, and I think it's something that you'll really like using. So thanks, guys, girls. I'm Fox Green. Oh wait, one more. Do you feel like it's affecting the accuracy in any way? No. And actually, this is an incredibly accurate gun. It's incredibly accurate, actually. I really like the accuracy of that gun. I don't feel like it's affecting the accuracy. If I ran it with green gas or CO2, or sorry, green gas or HPA, I'm getting 1 joule now, or close to it on both, and there's no effect to the accuracy. It's very accurate. You probably get better accuracy on the HPA because the shots are varying around 10 to 15 FPS. Whereas if I was spamming the trigger, especially on a cold day with green gas, I'm not going to get that accuracy. The first shot will come out, first few shots come out really good, but then they'll start losing FPS because the gas mag is cooling down, and they'll start to go straight, but they'll start dropping off earlier and earlier and earlier and earlier, and you'll feel like you need to turn up your hop up with green gas. But if you just take a break, even for like 5 seconds, the mag warms up again and they'll start getting their height back again. So really, this is better for accuracy, and that's the whole point. Better for accuracy. Air is cheaper than gas, and you know, yeah, you're gonna just be able to go crazy too. Bigger capacity mags. These are 130 as well, so way lighter as well, way lighter. The mags that come, the green gas mags that come with that, are so heavy. If you're carrying 6 of them, you're basically carrying the gun again. So these are just featherweight. These are so light. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me on the live, and drop comments in the section below. I'll be able to get onto your comments in even after this live video is over, and I will jump off. Okay, so I will see you guys soon, and if yeah, okay, I will share this to my socials straight away, guys. Thanks a lot for joining.